Kia ora. Well, for many of us, a bit of a breather as we head through the rest of Friday. You can see we've still got some showers across these southern parts of the North Island down towards Taranaki, and again down this western side of the South Island, but up towards Auckland, plenty, and down at this eastern side of the North Island and the South Island, there's plenty of clear skies and sunshine. However, we've got more wet and windy weather back with us as we head through the night time tonight, Friday night into Saturday, and overnight Saturday night into Sunday for the likes of the North Island. So things are going to go downhill again with more severe weather coming through. We've got some severe weather watches and warnings already in place. We'll catch up with those in a bit, but you can see as we head through Friday afternoon, this cloud thickens and coming in from the south and the west. Along with that, some strengthening northwesterly winds that are really picking up through Fiordland and likes of the Queenstown Lakes area as we head through the night time tonight. And that wet weather already pushing it through on towards Fiordland. Now you can see up on the North Island, generally drier conditions. We are still going to find the best of the brightness further towards the east, or the best of the clear skies towards the east. But this wet weather you see down south will push on towards those western areas as we head into Saturday, and we are going to find some heavy falls of rain. There are some strong wind and heavy rain warnings in place, with the heaviest rainfall expected up about the ranges of Westland. Could find as much as 160 to 200 millimetres of rainfall being pushed across and towards the headwaters of the Canterbury Rivers as well. Strong winds to start the day through the Canterbury High Country, and as we go through in towards Saturday, you can see that rain continues to move northwards, bringing a pretty wet end to the day across the likes of, say, Nelson, Marlborough, and across in towards Wellington as well, coupled with those strengthening northwesterly winds, places like Wellington, those southern parts of Taranaki as well, catching a fair amount of that wind as we go through, particularly Saturday night in towards Sunday. Improving story down south, but we have got plenty of severe weather happening as we go through in towards Saturday and Sunday. So let's start off with the rainfall watches and warnings. You can see we've got warnings for the ranges of Westland, also the headwaters of Canterbury. That really kicks in those early hours of Saturday morning through to the afternoon. Watches either side of that, starting as early as Friday night down in Fiordland, and then get in progressively later as we head further northwards. You can see we've got watches for rainfall across Taranaki, parts of Waitomo, those eastern parts of the Bay of Plenty, and a heavy rain warning once again for the Taurua Range and that Wellington-Wairarapa Divide. That weather there, that's mainly for the latter part of Saturday in towards Sunday, and for those early parts of Saturday down in the south. So do keep a close eye on the forecast on the Met Service website for the latest timings in your area. We've also got wind watches and warnings as well. The warning you can see there for the Canterbury High Country for those early parts of Saturday through Saturday morning. Gusts perhaps as much as 120 kilometres an hour, but you can see the winds are also expected to increase through Fiordland, the Queenstown area as well, in towards Wellington and those southern parts of Taranaki. Again, that weather you can see on the North Island really as we head through Saturday night in towards Sunday, so well worth taking that time this afternoon to prepare, and I think even through in towards Saturday as well. But I think it is going to be a pretty unsettled story. But the start of Saturday is probably the better one for the North Island. There will be some showers that develop pretty quickly through Northland, down towards Auckland through the morning time, and pushing further inland as well. They will become more isolated through the evening, or through the afternoon into the evening. But you can see the next band of wet weather starts to push up from the south. Now ahead of that, there's those strengthening northwesterly winds, and so I think the heaviest rainfall, the strongest winds across the North Island likely to be as we head through that nighttime Saturday in towards Sunday morning. Those darker blues you can see here showing some heavier falls of rain, so it is looking like a fairly wild night overnight Saturday in towards Sunday, especially for those areas, say southern parts of Taranaki and Wellington for the winds. Heavy rainfall as well through parts of Taranaki and Waitomo, up in towards the likes of the Tongariro National Park as well, and the Taurua Range, so keep an eye on those. Eastern side of the hills, things generally are looking drier. Even here, though, I think we'll find the winds picking up. For Auckland, we've got those showers developing during the morning. They should ease off a touch in the afternoon. But again, this wet weather will make its way up towards you. So overnight Saturday towards Sunday, do be prepared for some windier and wetter weather there. Now, rather academically, our temperatures are going to be still pretty warm, but I think with a fair bit of activity coming through, it's the least of our concern. But highs, once again, of 20 or 21 degrees Celsius out towards that eastern side, even up towards Auckland. 21, not a bad way to see August out. Down on the South Island, we start off with that heavy rainfall feeding in towards that western side of the South Island, Fiordland, Westland, particularly up in towards the ranges there. But remember, that rain will feed in towards rivers, which will then feed down towards the coast as well. Do take extra care, extra caution around those waterways as we go through the daytime there. It will be slowly moving northward, so an improving story down south, perhaps an odd shower around the likes of, say, Otago to start a day, but generally drier weather there. But I think we are going to find the heaviest rainfall on the western side of the South Island, reaching up in towards parts of the Tasman and Nelson area by the end of the day. And we have got a watch as well for places like the Richmond and Bryant Range, with that rain being pushed in on those northwesterly winds. So do keep a close eye on the forecast there. But I think a wet end to the day across those northern areas are down south. Hopefully seeing a bit of afternoon sunshine and evening clear sky for the likes of, say, Timaru and down towards Dunedin. Now, in terms of our temperatures down on the South Island, highs of about 17 degrees Celsius in Christchurch, and our overnight lows back to about 3 or so in Queenstown. Now, on in towards Sunday, we are going to start off with that wet weather across the North Island. There it is. You can see that does take its time just to pull away. Behind it, things are once again a little bit quieter, a little bit more settled for the daytime itself. You can see some nice clear skies back with us for the afternoon across the North Island, the top of the South Island as well, and down towards Christchurch. There is another front though pushing up towards the far southern parts of the country. So by the end of the day, we'll once again find more westerlies and more wet weather back on those western facing coasts, and more cloud as well, down even in towards parts of Southland and Otago. But I think at least Sunday on the North Island looks to be the better day of the weekend. That's it from me. This is metservice.com.